Hello everyone, how are you all doing? I've been in touch with a few people recently and some people are doing really well and other people are going up and down and other people are really struggling, and I guess it's just, a depiction of life as life is. Everything is just heightened in this COVID situation, and I must say that for me it's a bit of up and down. And today I woke up with a really sore, tight neck. I was working yesterday in my art room with my neck facing down for a while, looking down. And it's the similar sort of thing that you might get if you're on your phone too much. And these muscles down the side of the spine start to pull, sort of the trapezius muscles start to pull and get really tight. I thought I would do some exercise. I'm also feeling low in energy today, kind of like lost my mojo a bit. It's too hot to go outside. I mean, it's beautiful outside, don't get me wrong, it's gorgeous and I'm so appreciating that the sun is shining, but it's a pretty warm day and I'm just not feeling like being outside. I'm feeling like being cocooned indoors, but my energy is low. So I know that one thing that really gets me going is connecting with people, and I know I'm only connecting with you through a screen, and it will be in cyberspace in some future date and it's not live, but I always feel good when I actually know that I'm making connections with people. So that's one thing that uplifts me, and I know it does for us as a human race. Connection is really important. So maybe that works for you too, is to reach out and to connect with someone when you're having one of those low in your mojo kind of days. And the other thing for me is movement and exercise. And on the Inflow Project videos, up until now, I've been doing interviews with other people, and I thought today I would just share with you a 1-hour session of what we call, I'm going to call this FlowMoves, just to go with the whole Inflow Project and the flow theme that I work with in my life and in my work. And it's a combination of what we call mana moves in our kahuna training, our kahuna bodywork training. We always begin every morning of the training with a sort of gentle stretching and movement session with music. And it's to open up. As massage therapists, we always need to open up all the joints and become aware of how our bodies are actually feeling in the moment. And it's also an amazing way. Stretching is one of the most important things that we can do to get energy flowing through our body and get stuckness moving. And often aches and pains from stiffness and rigidity will go away when we start to move with fluidity and flow, and with our breath and with a bit of stretching. That said, I've also learned the importance of strengthening. So whilst we are stretching and opening up joints and lengthening our bones, we also need to be strengthening from the inside, from our core. And we learn this is obviously a lot of yogic practices where we are strengthening and stretching at the same time. So we're increasing strength and flexibility and mobility. So we want to be fluid and we want to be strong. And this goes for life as well. And so through these bodywork practices, I've learned the benefits of them translating through the body into my life. And I learned a lot of this through Nia movement and dance as well, where we worked with the 5 sort of states of movement, and we want flexibility, we want agility, the ability to move really quickly, we want mobility, which is the constant motion of bones and movements and flow. We want strength, and we want stability. Stability is the ability to stand and balance, right? When everything else might be going crazy around you, the chaos, can you keep a sense of stability and center in yourself? So I am introducing you to FlowMoves, which is a combination of everything that I have done in bodywork. And we're going to do a little bit of strengthening and stretching. And this is kind of what I would take you through, sort of, in an online bodywork session with me. We would do a little bit of strengthening depending on what your body's needing. We do a little bit of stretching depending on what your body's needing. And then we would do some breath work, some energy work, and some self-massage. I won't include self-massage today, although I will include a little bit of self-touch because it's always really important to connect physically through your hands with your body. So begin with me today. If you're going to join me, I would really love you to. And we're going to go for about 55 minutes, connecting to our bodies so that we can become centered and grounded, so we can stay stable in amongst the chaos, but also we're going to get flow going and move energy so that we become more vital, more energetic, and so that I can release my stiff neck. And maybe you've got a stiff neck too from too much screen time and Zoom calls and WhatsApp chats, and maybe we can get some energy flowing and moving through our bodies together. So welcome to Flow Moves, and it's lovely to have you here. I would love to have your feedback afterwards, which you can send to me either under the video or via email or on the Facebook page for Inflow Project. But that's enough of that. Let's get moving. So you don't even need a yoga mat for this, but of course, if you have one, that's great. I'm going to begin today with lying on our backs. So I want you to either you can get a yoga mat if you want to. We're going to be lying on our backs, but on the yoga mat. So if you've got a roller or if you've got a blanket or a cushion, you can put yourself on top of it, roll it, and then just let your body hang off it and let your shoulder blades open. And just rest. Connect to your breath and allow your breathing to take its own rhythm. Don't change it, just notice it. As your arms fall towards the ground and feel heavy as they melt into the earth where they connect. Notice your feet connecting to the earth. And then do a body scan, letting your calf muscles soften and relax. Allowing your thighs to soften and relax. Allow your tailbone and your sacrum to drop into the surface you're lying on. And feel your spine. Now I'd like you to, if you need to adjust, and I feel like I do, you want to spread the vertebrae out. So you want to stretch and lay them down one at a time and allow the spaces between them to open as you lengthen up. And I find that dropping my head off the back of a pillow, I must have my neck supported underneath. Let your neck be supported a little bit, and then let the base of the skull fall off the edge. We spend a lot of time with our heads going forward, so these muscles get really closed in the front of your neck, and so we want to be able to open them out and let them soften and relax. Find your comfortable spot. And now keep doing a body scan, again from the feet all the way to the top of your head, and letting everything soften and melt, falling with gravity towards the earth. And if you're feeling low in energy today, this may be a place and an opportunity to really drop into what you're really feeling. Before we can change anything, we've got to acknowledge where we are at and notice and have awareness of where we are in the present moment. Maybe you notice just how tired you are. Maybe that brings up some emotion because you're giving yourself some self-care today and self-love and some attention. And that's okay. As the water flows, breathe and melt into it with a sense of acceptance. And you're giving yourself some deep rest to just be. Be with wherever you are at. Keep your awareness on your breath, watching the breath flow in and out like waves breaking on the ocean, breaking on the shore, coming in and going out. Just the awareness of your breath. Feel free to move out of this at any time if it feels too much for you. Adjust to make yourself comfortable. There's no need for effort or for pushing ourselves past our limits. We have enough of that in our daily lives. Today we are resting. Because the deeper your rest, the more dynamic your productivity. As we rest, we become aware of what's really going on in our bodies. Notice any sensations, any tingling or twitches, any tight places or aches. Notice your breath, your heart rate. Notice your jaw. Is there any tension in your jaw? And without forcing it, can you just allow the jaw to drop? So open your mouth, let it soften your tongue, let it hang back in your throat, and let the jaw hang open. Now gently rock from side to side on your mat, your surface, your roller, whatever you're on. And slowly roll off. Engage your belly so that you're getting a little bit of strength and support from your core. Place your belly button to your spine as you roll to one side and remove your roller or your mat, your blanket, and settle in onto the ground. Now feel the support of the earth underneath you. And the length of the back of your neck. And breathe. And slowly as we move through this hour, we're going to peel ourselves off the earth. Not quite yet. But at the moment we are connecting to the earth so that we can gather energy from the earth to move forward into whatever we need to do after this. And to do this, we've got to be really present. Allowing our bodies, every cell, that's touching the earth. Every part of our body that's connecting. You could straighten your legs out if it feels comfortable to do that without hurting your lower back. Imagine growing little roots from all the surfaces that are touching down into the earth, so that these roots can go deeper into the rich, fertile soil to draw the nutrients and support that is always there in the earth for us. At the same time, we are blessing the earth with our presence and with our bodies, as we are also made of matter, and to earth we shall return in one form or another when the time comes. And so we give back to the earth through our breath and through our presence. Now let your feet be flat on the ground again. Bend your knees and bring your feet onto the floor. And slowly, I want you to roll your neck from side to side, but very slowly. The slower you do this, the more effective it is. So feel every little millimeter of your skull as you roll, keeping your jaw soft, allowing your tongue to hang. To the one side. And then pause. And just sense how far over you are, where your chin is in relation to your shoulder. Soften the body into the floor. And then very slowly roll the head, millimeter by millimeter. Again. Now take your hand, so if you're facing to the left, take your right hand and place it underneath your forehead, or underneath your temple, and you're going to very slowly allow your head to be heavy and let your arm and your hand pull the weight of your head without doing too much over, so that your neck is relaxed, your jaw is soft, and you slowly take your head to the other side. So allow your hand to carry the head so that your neck is not doing any work. We're going to do the other way. Left hand under the right temple, and then your hand carries the head, pulls it over. Soft neck, soft jaw. And pause. Let your chin, notice your chin in relation to your shoulder here. One more time to each side. When you get to the other side, notice where your chin is in relation to your shoulder. See if there's any adjustments. Maybe it's gone a bit further. Maybe it hasn't. And then you can just push your head back to the center and rest. Now bring your right hand up in front of you towards the ceiling and take it right over. Press into your right foot and lean over. Let your head hang. Let your neck be soft. You want to feel up an opening from the back of the waist, sort of up into the shoulders and open between the shoulder blades. So reach and then come back and then go the other side and reach. Let your head hang. Let your jaw be soft and reach. And if you want to make contact with your body, feel the length of your arm as you come across your chest and then up and over. Stroking your arm as you come along. Touch is so important. And if we haven't been receiving touch in these COVID times, really, really encourage you to at least connect your own hands to your body so that you're feeling and sensing. When we touch, everything softens and lets go. Keep doing this. And when you can make connection with your own body physically through your hands, I find for myself, it brings me back to myself. It's obviously great having someone else do it for you, but this is such a fabulous way to also get connected to yourself. It's so direct, so obvious in a way, isn't it? Okay, let's do it one more time. Open the shoulder blades, press into the opposite foot, and then roll and soften back. Just come back to a neutral position. Right, it's feeling to me like my legs and my buttocks need to sort of get a little bit of movement. So let's do a little gentle up and down with your breath. So breathe in, place your foot on the ceiling, breathe out and relax. In, foot on the ceiling and out. Don't overstretch the back of your thigh. I like to focus on strengthening my quads here, because that's actually the muscle that stretches the knee. So instead of trying to stretch and open the back of my leg, I try and contract the front of my leg, this thigh muscle, the quads. So straighten with that and the back will naturally open. Okay, and then if you want to hold it up and do a little bit of the opening at the back. And then let's get some flow going into our ankles. Our ankles are connected to our necks. So the more flexibility and agility and mobility we have in the ankle, the more we can have in our necks. So don't keep your neck rigid here. Watch your toes, watch your feet, say hello toes, and let the ankles do a little dance. You can doodle on the ceiling. You can move the legs around. You can doodle on the walls, engage your core as you press your spine into the ground through the belly button so that you're not straining your lower back. I love this one. I love doing this. It's a stretching and strengthening and doodling and creative all at the same time. See if you can write your name on the ceiling and then write your name on the wall using your ankles, your knees. There we go. Let's do the other leg. It feels good. Feel energy moving through your leg. Good. All right, let's do this one a few times. Breathing in, slow, and out. In as you place your foot on the ceiling. Out as you drop the leg and rest. In to the ceiling and out. And one more in and out. As you do this, be sure that your other leg is feeling quite strong, that you're pressing down into the heel and that you slightly tilting your pelvis and pressing your belly down into the floor through your spine so that you're engaging this part of your body. This is where your strength is from. This is where your energy source is. So you want to stay connected to this by just doing a gentle press. And it doesn't have to be 100%. It can just be 30%. It's good enough. We're not going for perfection or overdoing. We're going for self-care and self-love and noticing any sensations. Got something going on my foot. And then we go to doodling. If this doesn't feel good for your hip to take it out, then there's a possibility that you're not engaging your core. So I want you to, the glutes are a part that we definitely don't use enough because we do so much sitting. So I want you to tap the glute muscle here, tap your buttocks, engage that muscle, like pull it in, press it, and then try and do this and feel how different your hip feels. Then you're giving it support as well as pressing down in the core, from belly to the spine. And doodling around. It may feel very different to the other side. We're different on the left and the right. Take both legs up and give them a good shake. Let those ankles be loose. At the same time, let everything wobble. So if you shake side to side, then your calf muscles wobble, your inner thighs wobble, and then also let the thigh muscles wobble. Oh, I think I'm making the house wobble. Okay. And then just flop down for a moment and let's pause, because the deeper the rest, the more dynamic your productivity and your activity will be. So we're going to pause and feel any tingling, any sensations. Come back to your breath and your center. Checking with your neck. Mine's starting to feel a little bit more open. Less stiff. Okay. Let's get ready to roll over. Straighten your legs. Bring one leg over the other leg. Cross it right over and feel the weight. Let the heaviness of that pull you over. Roll over your shoulders and end up lying on your tummy. Okay. Now, place your head on your forehead, and this is thanks to Sonia Wyrick, this work. This is the most amazing back and neck strengthening exercises that I've ever done, and I think they really do work really well. Part of her Vini yoga and her yoga therapy training. So we're going to lift as you go center, and as you exhale, come down and turn your head to the other side. You breathe in, press your feet down, press your belly down to the ground, but engage the belly, press the hips into the floor, and then squeeze the shoulder blades together and relax the neck if you can, and release to the other side. Continue with that for a few times, breathing in as you come up and breathing out as you go down. Let's do one to each side, one more. And then rest with your hands on your forehead. In the famous crocodile that Sonia taught us, crocodile pose, where you can sense your belly connecting to the earth. And again, see where you are at. See how you can relax and soften into the earth so that you can draw up the energy from the earth. Bring your awareness to your diaphragm, the solar plexus, which is just below your rib cage, in the center, underneath the breastbone. And I want you to breathe. As you breathe in, I want you to extend that part of the body into the earth. So take your breath into the solar plexus, expand into the earth, and as you exhale, let it melt as your rib cage and your hip bones come down to meet the earth again. Inhale, expand the solar plexus, press it down into the earth as your body lifts away. And exhale, as you find everything going towards the earth again. The bones drop towards the earth. Inhale, expand the diaphragm, which is a muscle. And as you exhale, let the bones drop towards the earth. And the diaphragm is like a balloon, so you inhale to blow it up. Expand the ribs, feel the connection to the earth. And exhale, and let the bones fall to the earth. And just let your breath be normal and easy. And I want you to take your hands to your sides, with your palms facing up. And I love this one. I feel like a child. I want you to just bring your heels up towards your buttocks and gently, as though you were a child listening to a story at story time. You were lying on your belly in whatever way is comfortable for you. And your legs just doing their thing. Playing, kicking up the sand if you were on the beach, chatting to your friends on the grass, and just letting your feet and your legs play. Here we're just doing a little bit of movement and stretching and strengthening the hamstrings. And then if you really want to do some more stretching and strengthening, you can lift them off the ground. So you want to straighten your spine, place your forehead on your arms, and squeeze your buttocks and let the buttocks lift your head. Lift your leg. If you really want to strengthen it, so take it to your level, you can hold it. Press your pubic bone and your hips down into the ground. Press your belly, straighten, and press your heel towards the wall as you get a strong leg. And then release it. And the other side, strong leg. Supporting your lower back with your belly to your spine. Press the heel out and release it. And again on the other side, only doing this if it's feeling good. I just love to feel strength and power in my legs, in my base. It gives me a sense of certainty and stability. Let them roll, let them go. Wave your legs from side to side. Feel your hips and your waist moving, twisting. If this doesn't feel good, continue just with up and down. I often find that we don't stretch our feet enough, and I have problems with my feet, so I need to stretch them. And a great Feldenkrais technique for this is to press into the toes and stretch your knees. So you can put as much or as little weight, you have control here, into the toes to stretch the underneath of the feet. Rest your head and just straighten and bend your knees. And stretching the feet. Because I can't stand on the balls of my feet to get this kind of stretch. This is my version of standing on the balls of my feet. Okay. Then bring your knees together and your ankles together, so everything's squeezed tightly in. Press your pubic bone down towards the ground and fan your feet out. Can you see my feet? What they're doing? They're fanning out that way and then that way. So the toes go out, the heels go out. The toes go out, the heels go out. So it's an interesting one for the ankles and also all the muscles up the shin bone and the calf muscles. And then let's shake them out, and you can pretend that you're a mermaid. Oh, actually, mermaids don't kick their legs, do they? Little children kick their legs like this, really fast when you're on one of those boards in the swimming pool. Splashing. Oh, okay. I'd like you to let go in the waist a little bit. Let's press up onto all fours and back into a crouched position, sometimes called child pose in yoga or praying crouch. Now, if this is not comfortable for you, then by all means get something like a blanket or a yoga mat or a cushion, as much as you need, and put it behind your knees. So I've just got cramp in my leg because I haven't used those muscles in a while. And sit like that. That'll allow you to get your head towards the floor, and if your head still doesn't get to the floor, make two fists and rest your head. The aim here is to get a long spine and a deep rest in the neck. If you're able to do the full crouch child pose, then I want you to rock. You can take your knees apart a bit, and I want you to rock from side to side with your head really heavy. It's another beautiful way to let go in the neck, let go in the jaw. The jaw and the neck are connected. Tightness in your neck will make tightness in your jaw and vice versa. Okay, and then just rest. Come back to your breath. And here I want you to focus on where your thighs are touching your calf muscles, and let the calf muscles sink. We hold a lot of stress hormones, cortisol, in the calf muscles. So if you can't get a massage, to have that massaged away, then this is a great next choice, is to be able to take your body weight, and if you want to sit up for more pressure into the calf muscles and it's not too painful, then sitting up allows the weight of your body to soften the calf muscle. So if you can come up, then that's great. Okay, how are you all doing? Remember to breathe and soften. So if you can sit like this, great. Otherwise, take a blanket or a cushion and sit with your hips raised above the above the level of the ground, so that your hips, this pants don't look so well, so that your hips are, higher than your knees. So we have just a few more minutes to go, and we are slowly bringing ourselves up into vertical alignment. Can you sense how much more grounded you are as you have spent so much time on the ground? I hope so. I'm feeling less scattered myself, and I feel that my breath has slowed down. And when my breath slows down, I get more energy. Because if I'm breathing slower, it means I'm breathing deeper. And then everything is flowing better, which means energy is moving, and I can bring in more oxygen and breathe out more carbon dioxide. When I am breathing fast because I'm feeling scattered or anxious and not focused, that means I'm kind of not grounded. In other words, I'm scatty and I'm in the air. Then there's not enough breath going in, and then I can't get enough energy. So I'm hoping that this helps you to understand and teaches you to kind of move with your own energy and gives you some tips to work with. When you're feeling low on energy, go low so that you can restore and replenish, and then slowly move up into feeling energetic again. All right, so from here, let's just get comfortable in whichever way you feel is good for you. And I'm actually going to sit on my knees with my blanket behind them so that I've got a bit of, actually I'm going to do it around my ankles. There we go. Okay. And then come back to your breath. Sense your hands on your body, your legs. If there's heat or cold, there should be heat moving through them. I'd like you to feel the knees and maybe just press a little bit into your thighs, saying hello to your body, doing some nurturing into the hips and into the belly. Let's do a little rub of the belly. It's an area that we really do neglect a lot, not only with the toxic foods that we give it a lot if we're eating any toxic food, but also with our touch and massage. And in one of my videos, I will show you how to do a belly massage. That will be really restorative, replenishing, and also help with elimination and digestion. Breathe to the belly. I want you to put your hand over your belly button, the other hand on top, and just breathe. Pressing it out, pressing your hand away from you and in. Don't arch your back too much. And don't force the breath. Just let it be full and round and flowing. And just notice with your hand going in and out. And then put one hand on your heart. And now I want you to breathe to the belly and now to the heart. Expand the rib cage and the diaphragm. And now to the belly, in and out. And now to the heart. In and out. To the belly. To the heart. To the belly. And to the heart. Let your breath be easy. And let's do a little bit more for your shoulders. I want you to squeeze them up to your ears and make a little cushion at the back of your head and let your head hang into that cushion so your shoulders are pulled up without being tensed. It's just a natural cushion, and let the jaw hang open. And then when you feel ready, take a breath in and then drop the shoulders. Okay, one more time like that, squeezing into those muscles of the back without tension. Drop the jaw and release. Now do shoulder rolls. As you do this, I want you to notice yourself moving from the center rather than moving your shoulders with your awareness on the exterior shoulder girdle and joint. I want you to move from the center. So allow these collarbones to move your shoulders and allow your shoulder blades at the back to pull the shoulders back and down like you're squeezing a grape between the shoulder blades. Use your breath with the movement. And let's go the other way. This way needs less help because this is the way we usually are. It's on phones, in cooking, in driving. This is our position. So we want to do less of these and more of these, which open us outwards. Okay, as we open outwards now, I'd like you to do like a little backstroke. Okay. Take it really slowly, and I want you to do the backstroke from this whole area, not from your shoulder joint. So allow these muscles and this whole shoulder girdle, so in other words, your whole shoulder blade, your collarbones, everything to move the arm, not the arm moving the arm. It's a very different sensation when we get this whole area opening up. Okay, and then let's do the other side. And now we can do alternating real backstroke. And to open up the neck and the eyes, and to start taking in mana, which is the Hawaiian word for energy or prana or life force or chi. Taking in mana by letting your eyes follow your hands and look around. And if we were outdoors, you can look at the sky and the trees. I've got some out here, out my window, that I can take in the mana of the plants, the life force, the chi, through my eyes and through my breath. Okay, then take the hands together in the front and press them out just to get a little bit of stretch in the wrists and the fingers, which get so cramped when we spend too much time on our computers or even just holding things. You know, if I'm writing or doodling, paintbrush, it's all this kind of small micro movements which make our hands close in and become quite rigid. So we want to open them and stretch them. And to do this daily is really, really good for you, for your hands and your any wrist issues, hand issues, arm issues. Let's do little bends from side to side. See what your body needs for yourself. And then I'd like you to, in the most effective, energy effective way, okay, you're going to move to a standing position. And this often takes some coordination, but we don't think about it. If we are agile, we can move up and down off the floor really easily, like a child. So I want you to imagine that you are 2 years old and you know, you don't even think about it. You just get up and down off the floor in the most efficient way possible. Okay, using your breath and pressing down into the ground, using the earth. Press down into the ground to come up to standing. Right, so how are you feeling now that you've been so nurtured by Mother Earth and you've now come up into this vertical alignment? And I want you to just play with the space around you. Imagine that you're painting space with your open palm. Again, you're just playing with mana, the energy field around your body, below you, behind you, above you. And then I want you to feel your strength and your balance by finding a way to balance. There's no right way to do this. If you're falling over, focus your fingers, your eyes on a point in front of you. And also connect your core. So imagine pulling these two hip bones towards each other in the center. Create the tension in the lower belly and your glutes. So again, tap the glutes if they don't work. They get very, very lazy from sitting. Tap them. And make your legs feel strong. Know that your base will support you. You're connected to Mother Earth. Gives you freedom on top to play in the realm of water, spirit, air, and fire. Okay, and connecting on the other foot, playing with balance. It might be different from the first foot, often is. You can play with being still. You can play with testing yourself. Okay, finding your stability. And then just come to a standing place. Feet grounded, spread your toes. Feel all four corners of each foot connecting to the earth. Take a deep breath in, nice soft knees. Raise your hands above your head. Let's close the circuit from left to right and bring it to your heart. So this is called prayer position often in yoga. And I'm also very aware that this is a great position for connecting your left and right brain if you need to focus on something. And now I'm going to give you, that was beautiful movement. I really hope you enjoyed it. And I'm going to give you some tips, some energy tips that I learned when I was studying kinesiology. So this is really to kind of switch all the brains and the meridians on so that you can focus, so that you have energy, and so that your energy system is like switched on in the right way. It can sometimes get switched to the opposite because of exhaustion, stress, fatigue, emotional stuff going on, all sorts of reasons. So whatever makes you feel out of flow are the things that can make you feel unswitched. And so to feel switched, this is how we get switched on again. I want you to take your left hand, place it on your belly button, your right hand, and find these 2 points underneath your collarbones and rub. They might feel tender, and breathe. Just breathe until that tenderness goes away. Swap hands on the same points and breathe. So this is now switching on your left and right side. Okay. Then, other hand on your belly button, 2 fingers, and rub above and below your lips into your gums, and switch hands, and the same again. This is switching on top and bottom of the brain and the body. And now, again, hold the belly button with the other hand and rub the sacrum just above the tailbone. Rub the sacrum. Also might feel a bit tender. That's okay. Just breathe it. And this is switching on the front and the back. Change hands to the outside. Okay. And now you're going to zip up your energy. So this is with meridians in the central meridian going up the center from the pubic bone all the way up to the bottom of the lip 3 times, and with a fair amount of pressure, but not deep. And then the same from the tailbone, imagine it coming all the way over the head and touching the top of your lip. So from the tailbone over the top of the head to the lip, tailbone to the top of the lip. Did you get that? 3 up the front and 3 from behind over the head to this lip. So it's the central meridian and the governing meridian that you're going to be zipping up so that you are containing your energy, you are switched on and ready to go. How's your neck feeling? Mine's feeling a little bit looser, I've got to say, much easier. I was feeling really, really tight and blocked. And it was actually stopping my brain function. I just was so tired. I'm feeling a lot more energized now. I hope you are too. Have a wonderful day, and please do send me your comments. And if you'd like more of this, let me know. If there was something that really spoke to you, that worked for you, let me know, so that I know what more I can give you to support you going through these crazy wild times that we are in, and also going forward in your life. I thank you for watching, thank you for taking part, thank you for being you, and I'll see you very soon. Take care, be well, stay calm, stay in flow, and stay connected. Bye now.